W.L. White III, World Internet News, WIN, New York, USA, Earth. Nationwide reports of humans vanishing in a burst of intense light have gone viral on social media. Several broadcasting news sources have described similar reports. The local authorities continue to report incidents from passengers aboard Flight 2875 en route to Cleveland, Ohio, a high school softball game in El Paso, Texas, and a bar in Hawaii. Witnesses state on 3 occurrences that the victims are struck by glowing alien symbols, causing them to combust and vanish. Authorities continue to investigate the claims. Identities have not been confirmed of those reported to be involved. U.S. officials have yet to make a statement about these strange and bizarre occurrences. Several U.S. military forces are believed to be mobilizing in preparation for war. The Secretary of Defense states that the military is only preparing for a joint world training exercise. The leading conspiracy theorists believe that the Earth is under attack and our world is on alert for invasion. In world news, an employee of the Zin Gold and Diamond Academy of Rustenburg, South Africa, states that his supervisor vanished in a burst of light. The employee further explains that something not of this earth turned him into this light. Others attending the business meeting state the supervisor was there and then he was gone. The academy foreman is still missing and there are no leads as to how to find him. In other news, the Thermodyne space station in orbit over Russian airspace experienced major malfunctions during secret testing today. Sources say only the top VIP officials of the world were present at the testing. Since returning from orbit, officials have not been available for questioning. Currently, there are only rumors and speculations of the events that occurred in orbit. Nexa, Bridge of Worlds, VIRGO, Spica, Alpha Virginis, 4D, R03C0F. On a futuristic Earth which resonates in dimension 4D R03C0F, a lone figure monitors the known universe from the Bridge of Worlds, a place residing outside of time and space, a place only she can access. Her name is Nexa, and she has been chosen by Prism, the angelic celestial, to become the wielder of Widget. Widget is an omniversal psionic engine inverter, which grants its wielder enhanced strength, durability, above human senses, and psi-nanotech weaponry. Widget is also a nice sentient intelligence that is capable of materializing mental projections from its wielder and allows cosmic insight when needed. Widget further provides its wielder with the Portal Generation Module, PGM, celestial technology which allows the user to access any omniversal realm existing throughout the universe. Widget can also communicate with Nexa in a series of beeping sounds that only she can understand. Nexa has been dislodged from time and space, a loner with an extreme case of obsessive-compulsive disorder. She takes her responsibilities very seriously and has saved the universe more times than any other in existence. As Nexa monitors from the gargantuan Bridge of Worlds, she runs diagnostics on the dimensional projector. While awaiting diagnostics, the network receives strange portal readings. Widget beeps to alert Nexa of incoming data. It registers as a cosmic, possibly ethereal level threat. This anomaly is inconsistent with the portal's chronocharts. Widget beeps and a sky cycle is authorized for transportation. Nexa jumps aboard the sky cycle and speeds to the anomaly. Widget alerts her of additional incoming portals to dimension 4D R03C0F, Alpha Virginis. The Bridge of Worlds resonates at a frequency outside of time and space. It can only be navigated with portals. It can only be reached when the cosmic stabilizer is active, and only Widget contains the binary key. As Nexa speeds through the various chambers, she's reminded of VIRGO's history and how things have changed since the last war. She recalls the tales of billions of people dying. Widget alerts Nexa of 4 intruders that are materializing in the cosmic armory. She immediately opens a portal to the armory. When she exits the portal, Widget's scanner spikes. As soon as Nexa sees the intruders, her heart skips a beat and she hides. She's too far away to hear what the intruders are saying, but close enough for Widget to scan them. She follows the 4 intruders from a distance, unsure of how they are able to exist outside of time and space. While watching the intruders from the shadows, she observes what she believes to be a cosmic singularity never before witnessed. In the sky expanding out from the Bridge of Worlds, several dimensions appear to experience what she can only describe as a fracture to reality. This must be the anomaly Widget previously warned me about, Nexa thinks to herself. The anomaly registers as the Gift of Power ceremony. She watches a planet, designated Cancer, as it is swallowed by a massive portal. Events have started that will ultimately lead to the destruction of the universe. As Widget continues to beep alerts, Nexa closes the gap between her and the intruders. Now that she is within proximity, Widget is able to amplify the intruders' conversation. Widget beeps more information concerning the lost planet. The planet Cancer has breached the prime reality, the realm of paradise. The Gift of Power ceremony is occurring in the wrong dimension, space, and time. Now that Nexa is closer to the intruders, Widget can passively scan them. After a quick scan, Widget relays quantum data on the intruding guests. The intruders are saturated in high levels of dark matter energies. Each individual emits multiversal energy signatures. Presage, entropy, 180A041G, radiant, organic radiation. IW, I4E9, decay, organic frequency disruption, OFD. R10A527J, expire, purge, prana-parasitic plague of genetic copies. COK5C7, maze, reality warper. Nexa instantly fears for her life. She's outmatched and extremely outpowered. These intruders are vile and twisted versions of dimensional guardians. She hasn't had to deal with cosmic-powered beings in a long time. She regrets not making friends with more of their kind right now. To beat these dark entities, she is going to need some powerful help. When Nexa finally acknowledges Widget's repeated warnings, she realizes hiding is no longer an option. Since arriving in the armory, Widget has masked Nexa's presence. There is one amongst the intruders, the creature that feeds on the essence of living beings. This is Expire. It is the decayer of souls, master of the purge. Nexa is the only living essence on the Bridge of Worlds, and Widget is having a difficult time concealing her from Expire. Ignoring Widget's warnings, Nexa overrides its system. Target intruders and amplify intruders' audible communications. When she hears the intruder DK mention the omniversal projector, for the briefest of moments she experiences paralysis. The projector is the angelic celestial prism's treasure, a cosmic crystal of unfathomable power, capable of containing the entirety of the multiverse. Now that she has a semblance of what the intruders are searching for, she must return to the Carnelian immediately. Nexa is so focused on the intruders, she has ignored Widget's repeated warnings. Gather the Zodiac Guardians. The cosmic dynamo must be reset. Tholain Liebenberg, geostationary orbit, equator, Earth orbit, Milky Way galaxy. In the geostationary orbit around the Earth, an alien symbol contained within a glowing orb appears from nothingness. The orb releases energy from the sphere, while slowly expanding into a human form. An alien alloy spews from the orb, encasing the energized form and protecting it from the vacuum of space. A thin, amber-like substance encases the head and face. The cyananotech alloy molds into a dark citrine-colored exoskeleton, more advanced than anything on Earth. Golden alien symbols glow as they highlight the exoskeleton. Transparent amber bands levitate above the housing in the forearms and lower legs. The orb locks into place, and the being's new heart hums to life. As the male form slumbers, the celestial gestation comes to an end. The neural pathways in his brain are supercharged, reconverting data into binary-based code, which can send data throughout the brain in a neuropulse. This allows neurons to bypass the brain's organic pathways. In his new form, he's been imbued with celestial energies. He is now an ambient energy-absorbing conduit for processing information and technology. He's capable of accessing universal knowledge as it emits from particles. Tholain has been celestially augmented, and his physical form exceptionally enhanced. He is now a living network with access to universal information, able to generate technology and weaponry from the quantum quartz bands. His exoskeleton empowers him with amazing stamina and durability. The exoskeleton provides a self-sustaining, breathable environment, while granting him the ability to survive in all known environments. There are numerical equations and variables which are cataloged within the mind of Tholain. Data is absorbed from the very environment surrounding him. Information is aligned and categorized in alien equations, symbols, and mathematical formulas in search of answers. Tholain's eyes blink as he stirs from the gestation process. He is immediately aware of his surroundings. He is further aware of the possible dangers that his world will soon face. The Imperial Codex, Neurofeed, has informed Tholain of the orb residing in his chest. It is an ancient artifact possessing incredible power. a cosmic treasure known as the Imagination, an omniversal bioengine inverter that grants the wielder with universal sapience. The amber bands housed at the forearm and lower legs are tools composed of the unbreakable substance quantum quartz, Q-quartz. They are directly linked to his inverter, an extension of himself. He is able to wield them with extreme precision. The lane has much more than before. He has become the celestial harbinger, Intech, a man infused with information and capable of creating any technology he needs to construct. Now that I'm one with the orb, my awareness has become galactic. Something inconceivable is happening to all of creation, yet I cannot ascertain from where. Why else would the Gifts of Power ceremony have begun on Earth? Intech ponders over the questions racing through his mind. He is aware the ceremony should never have occurred in this dimension. He desires to know, what has changed? Intech locates and deciphers an embedded message encoded in the orb's neurofeed. Information from the Gifts of Power ceremony, a universal event that should never have come to planet Earth. Intech locates and deciphers an embedded message encoded in the orb's neurofeed. Information from the Gifts of Power ceremony, a universal event that should never have come to planet Earth. Intech takes notice of his current environment. He is in Earth's geostationary orbit. Earth looks so far away to him. He has never been in space before. After taking several moments to admire Earth's beauty, he contemplates several strategies and plans to save his world. The orb has transported him to the satellite ring surrounding the Earth. It is the largest gathering of digitized information for the planet. Intech reaches out with his new abilities, accessing a nearby satellite. The knowledge of his abilities has been embedded into his subconsciousness. He wields his abilities as if he was born with them. A small shard of Q-quartz is released and latches to the satellite, bypassing security and encryption protocols and taking control of the satellite. Igniting the satellite's thrusters, he steers it to intercept with his position. A longer shard of Q-quartz is released from his forearms, sealing the satellite in a protective coating. Intech quickly releases and outfits the satellite with Q-quartz thrusters, enabling the satellite to safely achieve interplanetary capabilities. While descending to the Earth, Intech accesses NASA's signals and transmits his plans and flight path to mission control. At his current speed, he will reach the Earth's surface in less than 20 minutes. Once the satellite enters the upper stratosphere, 3 American jet fighters approach his position. Intech intercepts their communication signal while the pilots are reporting to headquarters. He informs the pilots of his intentions to land at the United Nations headquarters, UNHQ, in New York City. It is overwhelmingly unnerving for the pilots to watch a man surf on a satellite. After authenticating with mission control, the jets escort Intech to the designated coordinates. Once Intech thanks the pilots for the escort, he brings the satellite to a stop in midair. As the satellite slowly descends outside the UNHQ, an armed convoy approaches Intech's landing position. All eyes watch in astonishment as a house-sized satellite lands at the RM playground. When he jumps from the satellite, the Q-quartz reassembles at his forearms and legs. The members of the convoy approach cautiously as Intech walks to greet witnesses of his arrival. Every agent present with a gun aims it in his direction. "My fellow humans, there is no need to fear." Intech greets with an extended arm, a movement considered too fast for some, and an overly committed agent fires his weapon. Intech catches the bullet, and while facing the shooter, firmly speaks again. "Again, you do not need to fear me." His new cosmic bioengine unlocks, allowing Intech to extend a field of sapience and a message that all can understand. "I am Intech, wielder of the Imagination. I am born of man, and I have a message for Earth's leaders. An intergalactic war is coming to our world." A Ceremony of Gifts and Powers, Chapter 3. W.L. White III, World Internet News, New York, USA, Earth. W.L. speeds through the streets of New York. He is desperately racing to the UN building. The radio is broadcasting reports of a futuristic man from space landing at the UNHQ. Once WL arrives at the UN building, there's complete and utter pandemonium. Every media outlet in the city fights for the perfect position. "WL, over here!" It's Charlene, his camera woman. "I'm set up and ready to record, OG," she says while scrambling her way through the overly crowded mezzanine. "I thought I told you to stop calling me OG. Have you seen the spaceman?" WL asks as he tries his best to keep up with her. A hand reaches out and pulls him through the crowd. It's Charlene, and she points at something while replying. See for yourself, and welcome to the future, OG, Charlene says with a wicked grin on her face. WL watches as Intech walks across the courtyard. He's completely at a loss for words. Charlene has to snap WL out of his daydream while handing him a microphone, motioning for him to do his job and report. Quickly correcting and adjusting his tie, WL begins reporting on the event. Good evening, New York City, and welcome to World Internet News. I'm WL White III, and we are live today at the UNHQ. A man has landed on Earth from outer space. He is claiming to harbinger a message of an alien invasion to Earth. He states his name is Intech, and he was recently chaperoned into the UNHQ. He is currently being detained in a secure holding cell. All attending dignitaries have been alerted, and embassy leaders are awaiting further instructions. The human race now has reason to believe that man is not alone in the universe. World scientists are demanding that Earth's leaders approach this situation with extreme caution. After the press conference, WL begins compiling recent information of Intech's arrival. Once Charlene hacks the security cameras, WL is able to monitor Intech's actions. While monitoring the security cells, Intech accesses the internet using an advanced holoquartz technology. After several minutes of working with the technology, Intech establishes an advanced virtual college online. He refers to the college as an information inquiry matrix, beta version 1. iq_matrix.beta/earth/science/technology.theory. This technology will grant Earth's leading scientists an opportunity and the necessary exposure to create advanced and theoretical scientists. If we are to survive are the words currently greeting those that access the IQ matrix. There are category tabs in the IQ matrix that WL can't access. He did, however, notice that data is accessible in over 3,000 languages. Once a user receives authorization, a notification will be generated by the IQ matrix, which will include the user's login credentials. The list includes top government officials, military personnel, scientists, inventors, and engineers from every country around the world. While WL watches the IQ Matrix tutorial, a live video stream begins with a Texas senator. He is filing a petition with the county clerk at the U.S. Court of Federal Claims. Government agencies and several private organizations have come forward. Intech is being accused of revealing proprietary secrets and exposing information to the general public. Several of these files are currently classified above POTUS, President of the United States. Agencies are furious Intech is not adequately being detained. While confined to his cell at UNHQ, cameras stream video of Intech disabling the locks. As several agents attempt to apprehend him, their weapons malfunction and they're incapacitated. While navigating through the UNHQ, cameras show him addressing multiple people. A levitating translucent screen hovers near Intech as he calls names of individuals that should immediately report to the Security Council chamber. Agents are no longer attempting to detain him, aware of the results when any attempt is made to stop Intech. A source within the UNHQ claims Intech removed the holoquartz helmet and appears to be a human male of Afro-Euro descent. His warnings of an alien invasion are being dismissed as fake news by leading government officials. A UNHQ spokesperson has stated, for the record, all UN officials are requiring evidence of the war coming to Earth. The leading scientists are attempting to prove how Intech is able to achieve his extraordinary abilities. Jonathan Watson, Magnetosphere, Electromagnetic Field, Earth Orbit, Milky Way Galaxy. The universal forces that repel magnets with equal polarities protect the planet by deflecting the sun's harmful radiation. A unique energy signature randomly spikes throughout the magnetosphere. An alien object not of this reality expands into a male humanoid form, siphoning energy from the magnetosphere. A white cyananotech alloy encases the humanoid form, while blue Q-quartz protects the head and face. As construction of the exoskeleton nears completion, the orb wielder slumbers. As he wakes from days of celestial gestation, he's stunned by his surrounding location. What feels like a dream to him has become a reality. He immediately recalls the Imperial Codex, a series of programs embedded in the orb. It is a biocelestial genome capable of upgrading and amplifying neurological and cellular control centers. It enhances all biological networks and systems within a form. He recalls the omniversal gift that is bestowed to him, and he is aware that a great enemy is coming to Earth. The bioengine inverter NRG has become his new heart. I am one with the pulse, he thinks to himself. He is gifted with an uncanny and unbelievable power. Pulse's power is photon-based and grants him the ability to manipulate and control electromagnetics, EM. Pulse recalls the events of the ambush on the local PCPD at the Cove. His partner Carl took a bullet to the abdomen, and then Officer Watson experienced nothingness. In a sudden burst of power, Pulse descends to Earth at near faster-than-light FTL speed. He is unsure of his partner's fate. It is highly possible Carl did not survive. With thoughts of Carl's condition, Pulse vanishes in a burst of electromagnetic radiance. Instantly, he appears over the islands of Hawaii. Yes! He shouts as he plummets towards the island. Even with knowledge of his abilities, this is incredibly new to Pulse. A few days ago, he was a policeman. Today, he is an enhanced human capable of teleporting. Pulse hovers above the cove, bracing himself for the bad news. As he lands in front of the bar, a few civilians pull out their phones. When he walks into the bar, every customer freezes in their tracks. Several of the people whisper with excitement as each discuss the new spaceman that just arrived. When Pulse releases the cue cords from his face, a young woman stutters, "John, is that you?" The waitress doubts her eyes while approaching him. "Yes, it's me, Cicely," Pulse answers with a smile on his face. Even as he inquires about Carl, Cicely screams at the top of her lungs. Relief washes across her face as she releases a barrage of questions. "Is there going to be an alien invasion? How many of you are there?" Another customer intrudes with her own inquiries. "Are you here to protect the Earth too?" Pulse barely hears what the intruding woman asks. Carl's health is his first concern. "Where did they take Carl? What did you say, ma'am?" Pulse asks with a bewildered look on his face. The woman motions for him to look at the television. A local news station is running a continuous story of a man arriving from outer space. He is at the UNHQ discussing an impending attack from outer space with world ambassadors. W.L. White III, World Internet News. Portable IQ Matrix, Earth. W.L. admires a case of highly advanced equipment. He is one of the few chosen to receive this new technology. A being believed to be from outer space arrived 2 days ago claiming to be human. This new software guarantees no lag streaming through state-of-the-art technology. The IQ Matrix is a more secure network. It is AI interactive and designed to interface with the human mind, capable of coordinating global movements. It further extrapolates any and all data referencing a query. It is highly recommended all citizens sign up for IQ Matrix accounts. Even now, WL wonders, is this man truly here to prepare Earth for an intergalactic war? A story of a second enhanced human passes across WL's IQ tech. It's being reported that a local officer of the Pearl City Police Department, PCPD, in Hawaii has resurfaced. The officer was believed to have been assassinated after a gang ambush. A local woman posted a picture on social media with the new spaceman. The picture is tagged with the caption, #Pulse. When local reporters caught up with Pulse, he stated that he is merely an enhanced version of man. After inquiring about a fellow officer, witnesses state he simply vanishes. Even as WL envisions the moment, he allows the words to slip from his lips. Earth has superhumans. Once WL completes the tutorial, the IQ Matrix tunes to a live stream at the UNHQ. Intech discusses implementing global security strategies and protocols to protect the solar system. After a majority vote from world leaders, Intech's proposal is denounced and the alien invasion considered nonsense. While Intech attempts to plead his case to the UNHQ, a second enhanced human materializes in the auditorium. WL notices that Intech and Pulse don't appear to know one another. Everyone present watches in silence as the two men from space greet one another. I am Intech, wielder of the Imagination. I am Pulse, wielder of the NRG. After the two enhanced humans greet, Pulse reiterates on behalf of Intech's proposal. After an agreement is reached, it is voted that the enhanced humans be vetted. It is decided that the National Security Agency, NSA, will lead all investigations concerning the enhanced humans. Now that the world's governments and military officials have voted on Phase 1 of the Oscillation Barrier Initiative, locations for building foundations and infrastructures are next on the list. Intech recommends a proposed timeline which prioritizes how the world should proceed forward. The Earth should immediately institute a global defense initiative for unprecedented extremes. Intech states contact with alien life forms is imminent to Earth's future. The human race must establish a planetary defense capable of destroying any extraterrestrial societies that would target our world. WL sits at his desk reading the new equipment manual, knowing the world will never be the same. Murray Collins, 25 degrees north by 71 degrees west. Bermuda Triangle, stratosphere, elevation 15.78 miles, Earth. A storm brews in the lower regions of the stratosphere. Sparks of temporal energy spill forth from nothingness. An alien object of improbable power is the cause for this storm. The Bermuda Triangle has remained shrouded in mystery for centuries. Theorists believe it is a nexus to otherworldly realms. At the center of the storm, the alien orb siphons temporal energies, gorging on the transdimensional gateway. It is very ancient and technologically more advanced than anything man has ever seen. As the temporal siphoning comes to an end, slowly the sphere molds into a human female form. A yellow cyanotech alloy spreads across her form, sealing the head and face in crimson Q quartz. As gravity begins to take its toll on her body, the temporal flare subsides and the storm disperses. While falling to the Earth's surface, she awakens. There is no fear on her face. The last thing she recalls from her previous life was standing over home plate. Now, visions of otherworldly destruction and universal chaos dominate her mind. A cosmic orb resides within her chest. It confirms it wasn't a dream. The Imperial Codex grants her with an awareness of the impending danger. Even while she continues falling to Earth, she recalls a warning to an imminent and horrible future. Even as she falls from the stratosphere, she can see temporal trajectories, quantum stabilities, and ripple effects. For days, she has endured temporal isolation and accelerated perceptions. She has been gifted with the omniversal bioengine inverter, Time. It empowers its wielder with temporal manipulation and accelerated dexterity. Friction is who she is now, and her job is to help save all of creation. As temporal energy expands from her orb, time slows to a crawl. She moves effortlessly to the surface, along the particles saturating the atmosphere. While her temporal field is active, she perceives time in fractions of a second. Even water cannot escape the effects of friction's temporal field, trapping all that is slave to time in the presence of her field. After landing on the water's surface, she looks around to properly acclimate herself. She has changed and is no longer 17 years of age. She now physically appears to be an adult. The excitement is almost too much to bear as she releases screams of joy. Thoughts of home and her parents come to mind. She knows they are hopelessly depressed right now. Even with a bioengine inverter for a heart, she can still feel her parents' loss. As the bioengine calibrates for atmospheric conditions, she speeds across the ocean's surface. Time appears to move in slow motion. She runs so fast that a huge spray of mist forms in her wake. Friction doesn't slow down until she sees the El Paso City sign. Once Friction reaches the front door of her home, she collapses the temporal field and time resumes normally. Allowing the Q quartz to drip from her face, she knocks on the door. Her father answers, and screams of joy echo through the house. "Meme?" Tears pour from his face as her mother rushes to the door. Her mother stares at her daughter, relieved that Mireille has returned. Friction can see the disbelief and excitement in her mother's eyes. A smile spreads across Friction's face once she's snuggled in her mother's embrace. There is fear and panic in her mother's voice when she speaks. "Meme, does it hurt? What happened? How did this happen to you?" Her father interrupts as he wraps his arms around his family. "Let's get inside. There's a storm coming," her father says while motioning his family into the house. A sandstorm lingers in the distance, drifting in the direction of El Paso. I prayed that you would return when the other two spacemen came back home, Meme. With a puzzled look on Friction's face, she asks about the others. What other two spacemen?